This is the 4 styles of managing conflict. So what's it about? In this video or presentation, I want to focus on the different types of conflicts and share my understanding of the different styles of conflict management. So what exactly is conflict management? Conflict management is how people emotionally, mentally, physically, and verbally respond in situations where conflict occurs. And why should you know this? This is important because of a couple reasons that will be shared later on in the presentation. The first of the 4 is the discussion style. The book's definition states that the discussion style combines direct and emotionally restrained approaches and emphasizes a verbally direct approach for dealing with disagreements. Now, I personally resonate with this style because I believe emotion plays a big role in conflict. And not saying what your problem is directly just only delays the issue and it never actually helps the issue. And this is a style someone would resort to if they don't like beating around the bush, but also like to keep a calm manner during conflict. Now an example here is given. Gary is mad at Larry, his next door neighbor, because Larry keeps taking his parking spot. Gary directly confronts Larry about this problem, but stays calm and restrains his emotions. The next style is the engagement style. The book's definition states that the engagement style emphasizes a verbally direct and confrontational approach to dealing with conflict. This style views intense verbal and nonverbal expression of emotion. People that use this style to manage conflict seem to be more of the grumpy type. They seem to always be in a bad mood. Rather than rationally talking it out, they resort to hostile verbal language that includes curse words and others type of bad language. Here's an example given. Gary is mad at Larry, his next door neighbor, because Larry always throws parties after 11 p.m. and Gary can't go to sleep because of the noise. Gary confronts Larry about his problem using strong cussing and other verbal and nonverbal expressions. The next style is the accommodating style. The book states that the accommodating style emphasizes an indirect approach for dealing with conflict in a more emotionally restrained manner. Now, people who use this style of conflict management want to ensure that the conflict doesn't get out of control. Avoiding the conflict and resolving the issue in other ways is more preferred than resolving the issue through conflict. Now, an example here is given. Gary is mad at Larry, his next door neighbor, because Larry keeps stealing his newspapers. Rather than confronting Larry about his problem, Gary lets it go and holds back his emotions to avoid conflict with his neighbor Larry. The last of the 4 styles is the dynamic style. The book states that the dynamic style uses an indirect style of communicating along with a more emotionally intense expressiveness. Now, people who use this style may use strong language, stories, and metaphors. They are more comfortable with more emotionally confrontational talk. An example here is given. Gary is mad at Larry, his next door neighbor, because Larry lets his dog do his business on Gary's lawn, but never picks up the dog's remains. Gary confronts Larry about his problem, comfortably expressing his anger by using strong language and sharing stories of disrespecting one's neighbor. Now, going back to the question in the introduction, why should I make sense of these different styles? Now, understanding the context of the conflict is very important, but understanding how others manage conflict is also important. Understanding how others manage conflict will help you adapt to certain situations and minimize conflict. If it's someone in your personal life, understanding how they manage conflict will help you avoid potential conflict. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is what I understood and what I got out from the book's definitions of the 4 different styles of managing conflict.